Home is supposed to be a warm haven for everyone. However, my home was the opposite. I grew up in a family with very discordant relations. My parents fought day and night, and there was even domestic violence. Now that I think about it, I still feel horrible. So my childhood was very unpleasant for me. My younger brother and I had to move very often with our parents. There was once when we moved to a place where there was a group of drug addicts who took drugs behind our house, and gangs did their gang negotiations there. Since I was a child, I had come into contact with many marginalized people in society. When I was in my second year of my high school, my mother came to know about Nichiren Buddhism and joined as a member. We didn't understand it deeply at that time, we only participated in some activities, and then stopped after that. After graduating from high school, I went to a private college. During my final year, my father ran a restaurant business. He was short of manpower, hence I had to help out. The restaurant business was good. I was in charge of the night shift. In the restaurant, all the customers that I came across were from complicated backgrounds, some stayed up late, and some were from gangster backgrounds. As the saying goes, one takes on the color of one's company. When I was just 24 or 25 years old, I enjoyed a materialistic life. Driving a sports car, wearing branded clothes, buying luxury goods. I had no objectives in life then. I thought to myself, when I was small, my family had financial problems, but now that we had transformed our family financial karma, would I be able to achieve happiness in the family? However, things were quite the opposite. Quarrels between my parents intensified. I felt so powerless and realized that some problems cannot be solved by money. When I was down, my mother once again met members of the Gakkai, who were eager to share Nichiren Buddhism with her. A member asked me, "Why is there always no smile on your face when I see you?" It was just a simple exchange, but it was difficult for me to answer her. Because of all kinds of unhappiness and frustration, I felt it hard to even smile. But the biggest challenge was about to begin. The restaurant business had been really bad for many years. In the end, we decided to close it due to the great losses we incurred. We had to sell off our house and our car. My father also moved out, and my younger brother ran away from home. My mother also suffered from severe depression because she couldn't handle the circumstances, and my whole family fell apart. The most scariest thing was, at the age of 26, I had to bear a huge debt of Rm 400,000 due to business failure. Every day, I felt like I was living in hell. I thought, better to be dead than alive. My life could be said to have hit rock bottom. At that time, all the bad friends around me kept their distance from me and abandoned me. All of them disappeared in just one night. But there was a group of friends who did not give up on me, and they are the seniors in faith in the Gakkai. Not only did they not give up on me, they also patiently and constantly encouraged me to keep moving forward, never give up on faith, base myself on faith, and challenge until the end with the power of Daimoku. I felt hopeful with all the hope and encouragement given by my comrades in the Gakkai. They told me that working hard for the happiness of others will surely transform our karma. At that time, I actively joined discussion meetings, cultural group activities and other gakai activities. The continuous encouragement from members moved my heart and inspired me to overcome this hardship.
Winter always turns to spring. When the spring of victory comes after a winter of harsh trials, everything is transformed into happiness and joy. No winter ever fails to turn to spring. During that time, I received a lot of illegal job offers. I am so glad that I didn't take up those offers. If I chose to be involved in an illegal business, it might have solved my financial problems then. But I also knew it was a point of no return. I would rather suffer from hardships than take the wrong path. For youth, the environment and friends around us play an important role when we are making important choices. At that time, too, I was very fortunate that I was able to differentiate between good and evil, and I knew how to create value in my life through studying the teachings of Nichiren Buddhism. It is true that we can change our karma through the practice. And my career met a turning point after that. Through chanting, I managed to work in an international bank. During that time, not only did I manage to pay off all my debts, but I also completed my course in the university. From an ordinary employee, I was eventually promoted to head of department through my hard work. This has changed my life completely. I also introduced this great Buddhism to my colleagues and they are active in the Gakai today. I truly feel happy about this. Before the pandemic, I left the banking industry and changed to a new career path. During the outbreak of the pandemic and with the MCOI, too, faced a lot of great challenges. I felt so helpless then. Facing the crisis of middle-age unemployment and family financial struggles, I am convinced that this is the right time to transform my karma since I have been practicing this Buddhism for many years. Through chanting and attending Gakai activities, I managed to summon forth my courage to face all these difficulties. I am very fortunate now to be working in a new company as the general manager. Although I am still facing the challenge of adapting to the new environment, I am convinced that this will be another victory for me. After putting much effort into doing my human revolution and through the power of Daimoku, I managed to communicate with my father with a compassionate and tolerant heart. Currently, my relationship with my father has improved. Whenever we meet, we can talk and laugh, and I have managed to maintain a good relationship with him after all these years. My mother's mental and physical health has also improved a lot compared to previously. This was our reunion dinner. Isn't it a very common thing to have a reunion dinner during Chinese New Year? Well, for me, it was my biggest achievement to have this reunion after having struggled for so many years just to bring everyone together. Presently, my wife and I have a son and a daughter, and they both have graduated from Tadika Sarisoka. We want them to be able to grow up in an environment that provides humanistic education. Being a marginalized youth like me, being able to build a harmonious family was something I could not have imagined before. After so many years, I have applied Nichiren Buddhism and the guidance from my mentor in life, Ikeda Sensei, into my daily life and my work. I have taken the action to actualize the principle of faith equals to life. I feel very happy that I have taken up the correct faith to enable myself to be undefeated by the environment. Faith has allowed me to rediscover myself and unleash my unlimited potential, summon forth my courage to overcome and face all kinds of difficulties and challenges. The power of the Gakai and the encouragement from my comrades have helped me through the hardships. Hence, I also want to be the light of hope for others by sharing my own experience.